but yung physical discipline, that is the use of the rod. Not any use of the rod, not the use of the rod that people are against, but it's yung biblical use of the rod. At tinignan natin ang ilang mga dapat nating matutunan para masabi natin na we are using the rod biblically and effectively to our children. And then, ang huli nating element, as we come to the third formal element of parents, to their elements of the responsibility of parents to their children, namely admonition. We have defined admonition both etymologically and its biblical usage. Etymologically, it means the feeling of the mind. Pag sinabi nating admonish, ibig sabihin may inilalagay, may pinupuno tayo doon sa isipan. And the biblical usage gave us three elements of the word admonition. Ano yung gusto mong malaman? Ano yung gusto mong ma-accomplish? Ano yung inilalagay mo sa mind nila? Merong categories na inilalagay dito. At ito ay yung admonition, unang-una, it means instruction. You are giving them truth. Pinupuno mo ng katotohanan yung kanyang isip. But also, sa ilang gamit, nakita natin that admonition could mean warning. Warning, hindi mo lamang pinupuno yung isip niya ng dapat gawin. Kung hindi, wina-warn mo rin siya na kapag hindi mo sinunod, ito ang iyong haharapin. At kung tuluyan, na if you are dealing with someone who ignored yung instruction, then admonition includes rebuke. And in our study, the material of what we are to fill their mind with is the Word of God. The Word of God, and practically we call it wisdom. And that brought us to the book of Proverbs, which is known para sa kanyang content of wisdom. Because Proverbs' stated purpose is to teach knowledge and wisdom. And then we learn of the principle of wisdom, which is the fear of God. But when we say principle, ang nakalagay doon is the beginning of wisdom, but it should rightly be translated not beginning, but the principle, meaning wisdom is in every part of the learning of our children. The principle of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. And we saw that everything we want our children to achieve, whether in their physical well-being, in their economic well-being, in their social and mental well-being, everything we wish our children to achieve can be achieved through the fear of the Lord, making the fear of the Lord our main subject matter in teaching our children. We are not teaching them to just to manage their life or just showing them yung mga bagay na dapat gawin, but we are primarily, mainly and foundationally, we are teaching our children to fear the Lord. Ano mang lesson natin sa ating mga anak? It should be in the fear of the Lord. Kaya yun ang gusto ko sa homeschooling materials, lahat yung ginamit namin from ACE to Abeka to Alpha Omega. It's not just dishing out logical knowledge, but it's connecting everything, science, mathematics, social studies. It's connecting everything to the Lord, teaching primarily the fear of the Lord. Now, we answer yung iniwanan natin is we answer the question. Alam na natin kung ano dapat, kung ano yung ating material, but how do we go about teaching our children wisdom in the fear of the Lord? How do we go about? Let me venture to ask you, baka kung without your notes, without looking at your notes, kung may natatandaan tayo, meron tayong tinalakay na tatlong bagay na dapat nating practically ginagawa to teach our children the fear of the Lord and to teach our children wisdom. Hindi ko lang kami nakaintindi. Kahit isa lang. Kahit isa lang. Kahit wala pa kayong anak. Kahit wala pa kayong asawa. Even say it in your own words. Gusto ko lang ma-encourage na, uy, natandaan nila. Sige, Linden. To pursue knowledge. Pagka speed read mo ang Proverbs, makikita mo yung way ng parents. Kasi yung Proverbs ay sinulat ng isang ama para sa training ng kanyang anak. Yes, to pursue. Hindi lamang hintayin, hindi lamang idikdik sa kanya, but tinuturuan natin siya to pursue knowledge. So that's one. Isa pa. Ha? Ano? Hindi, yung tinuturo mismo natin sa ating anak, yung pinupuno natin sa kanilang isip. Oh, that is how to accomplish yung ituturo. So, well, siguro, tingin ko naman, may idea kayo, dapat nang malaman. Unang-una sabi natin, di ba, parents must admonish your children to be attentive listeners to godly parental instruction, guidance, and warning. We teach our children to be learners. We teach our children to learn to listen. Listen to admonition and instruction. Paulit-ulit yan. My son, do not forsake the law of your father and the commandments of your mother. Paulit-ulit yan hanggang sa katapusan ng do not neglect to listen to the law of your father. So tinuturuan natin sila kasi we cannot in our lifetime be able to give them everything that they should learn. We cannot. Pag nag-high school lang yan, pag nag-college lang yan, wala na. But kung naituro natin sila na turo natin sila to they themselves, to listen doon sa instruction. Secondly, parents must admonish their children, yung kay Linden, to be active in the pursuit of knowledge. Again, hindi natin kayang ituro lahat. Ito yung Chinese proverbs, if you give a fish to a hungry man, he will eat for a day. But if you would teach him how to fish, he will eat fish for his entire life. So in other words, hindi mo lang siya tinuturuan ka nung dapat gawin. Itinuturo mo rin sa kanya that he himself should be active in the pursuit of what is right. You don't just spoon-feed them everything. You provide material, yung sabi ni si Patrick, you provide material, you teach them kung saan makikita, encourage mo siya, na sila mismo, and you'll be surprised na may mga madidiscover pa silang truth from the materials na maaaring hindi mo pa nahawakan at ikaw ay matututo mismo mula sa kanila. And thirdly, parents must admonish their children to learn to desire and welcome and heed rebuke, correction, and counsel. Hindi mo lang sila tuturuan na hindi mo lang sila tuturuan na maging attentive listeners, kundi sila mismo, i-welcome nila. Alam, pinakamahirap na i-deal na tao, whether anak mo o member ng church, yung isang tao na ang unang response to a rebuke is to defend himself, giving you the burden of proving na sila ay may mali. Kapag ang anak mo ay may ganong attitude, o ang member ay ganong attitude, I'll tell you, it would give you heartache. Kasi biro mo, kung nirebuke mo, sinabihan mo, at ang response ay, yun bang nakita mo sa akin? Let me meditate upon that. Titignan ko, baka may tendency nga akong ganun. Baka nagawa ko nga yun. Pero kung ang tendency is, masyado ka naman judgmental. Kaya ko lang naman nagawa yun, kaya lang naman ganito, kaya lang naman ganun. Sa iyo ibibigay yung burden na i-prove mo sa akin. Bakit kung pastor ka na merong 100 miyembro, kung i-rebuke mo yung 50, tapos sa iyo yung burden, pero kung yung mga members na yun naturuan sa kanilang bahay to welcome, rebuke, and reprove, sasabihin mo lamang at sila mismo will come to the Lord and Lord, somebody called my attention to this, would research the scripture, would read books, and then, saka siya magre-respond. Then mas maraming ma-accomplish yung pastor. At ngayon, we will deal on the fourth of these duties and responsibilities. That parents must admonish their children to recognize and avoid people and influences which will lead them into defilement. Now, ang feeling ko, hindi ko alam, ang feeling ko parang ito yung dinala ko ng huli, pero tinitignan ko yung notes ko, wala hindi ito eh. Kaya siguro, sabi ko kung maulit ko man, kasi minsan nagkakamali ako ng pag-save ng ng message sa maling folder, tinitignan ko baka sa iba ko na save. Sabi ko hindi, siguro. Natin. Must admonish. By the way, we are following the outline of Pastor Al Martin, not necessarily everything that he said, but majority or the greater part is from him. So, parents must admonish their children to recognize and avoid people and influences which will lead them into defilement. As I have said, hindi natin masishield ang ating mga anak palagi. Darating ang panahon, they will be exposed to people and things that can influence them and defile them. Naikwento ko noon sa inyo tungkol sa mga anak ko, for a certain period, we were able to shield them from worldly music, from worldly shows. Every Friday lang kami nanonood at hindi sila nanonood na hindi kami kasama at hindi program sa TV ang pinapanood namin, borrowed VHS. Occasionally, nanonood din kami ng television. But even commercials, kapag may commercial ng cigarette, may commercial ng we together we would say, who are you fooling with? Sino ang niloloko mo sa mga sinasabi mong yan? I want them to know that every time they would see these commercials, yun ang dapat na attitude na hindi ka dapat padadala. Hindi na, for a while, naging matagumpay kami, pero isang tulog lang sa isang tulog lang sa bahay ng isang respetableng Kristiyano. At medyo may age na sila. Pagbalik nila rito, ang dami na kagad alam na rock songs and rock. Lumaki sila kay Clayderman at lumaki sila sa, noon matitino pa yung mga Disney thinking. So, imaginein natin, soon lalabas sila. Papasok sa school, makakahalo yung kanilang mga worldly na friends, teachers na hindi mo mapagkakatiwalaan, environment, surroundings. Kung hindi natin sila naturuan to identify or to recognize yung mga people and influences na maaaring makasama sa kanila, then they would be sitting ducks to all these influences. Now, what is the basic consideration in saying this? The basic consideration is all men are born with defilement already. We are not talking about tabula rasa, empty slate, ipinanganak na pure, na kailangan protektahan mo para hindi masulatan, malagyan. We are talking about born in sin. Psalms 51 verse 5 says, Behold, I was brought forth in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. And he said he was born speaking lies. Yun ang every cute being na pinapanganak. Yun ang kanyang kalagayan. I remember, I think it was Pastor Lash, if I remember it right, na nipanganak yung anak niya, talagang tuwan-tuwa siya. Sabi niya sa anak niya, you're so cute and so adorable, but I know what's in your heart. You want to control us and pursue your flesh. By the strength that the Lord would provide, I will not allow you. Hindi ko lang umiyak yung bata pagkatapos marinig. But that's the reality. Hindi sila yung empty slate that we need, that all we need is to isolate. At ma-isolate mo man, hanggang kailan? Kaya nga yung mga magulang, sabi ko, huwag kayo mag-create ng artificial na environment. They are more naturally attracted to worldly things than spiritual. Pakinggan mo, makinig sila ng isang sermon, makikita mo na halos wala silang mapipick up. Pero papanoorin mo sila ng pag-aaway, may mapipick up kagad yan. Tinuturuan mo doon sa iyong bahay ng tamang pananalita, tamang behavior. Pagkatapos may nakita ro sa kanilang kapitbahay, nakopya kagad, nakuha kagad. So that is the first basic consideration. But also, even if pinanganak na tayo, na defiled ang ating puso, there is still the doctrine of growing defilement. Left to itself, there would be a growing defilement. We read in Romans chapter 6, verse 19. Paul said, I am speaking in human terms because of your natural limitations. For just as you once presented your members as slaves to impurity and to lawlessness, leading to more lawlessness, as they submit themselves to lawlessness, it would lead to more lawlessness. And therefore the call, so now present your members as slaves to righteousness. Now they must be able to identify those areas in their lives that would lead to more lawlessness, kung saan lalalim yung kanilang defilement. At mas masama pa ito kung ang tinanggap nila ay yung judicial act of God that they would grow in their defilement. Do you believe there's such a thing? Na ang Panginoon mismo ang gagawa upang ikaw ay lumago, umasenso, umabante doon sa iyong defilement. Romans 1:24. God gave them up in the lust of their hearts to impurity, to dishonoring of their bodies among themselves. God gave them over. We have passages upon passages, even from the Old Testament, that the Lord is giving what their hearts desire. Ayaw mong makinig. Tuloy ka pa rin pinupursiyan. Sinabi na sa iyo yung danger. Sinabi na sa iyo yung binigyan ka na ng counsel ng mga taong nagmamahal sa'yo, pero pinurso mo pa rin yan. You know what God would do? He would give the desire. Nakalimutan ko sabihin, pero I think I listed that passage in my, teka. Ito, Psalms 81 verse 12. Sabi sa verse 11, "But my people did not listen to my voice. Israel would not submit to me. So I gave them over to what? To their stubborn hearts, to follow their own counsel." God has warned them. God has called them to return, but they refuse to listen. God will give them over. Yan ang gusto mo? Okay, I'll give it to you. You want to pursue money above all things? I'll give you money. You want to pursue pleasure of the flesh? That you ignore warning? I'll give you the pleasures of the flesh. And you know, for what purpose? Yung bagay na yun. For destruction. For destruction. The same in Ephesians 4:19, they have become callous and have given themselves up to sensuality, greedy to practice every kind of impurity. Yun ang nature ng bawat tao. At yun ang response ng Panginoon. And therefore, dapat turuan, i-guide yung ating mga anak na makilala nila yung mga influences na ito at yung mga taong ito na maglalayo sa kanila sa Panginoon. And it will not be sufficient to give our children simply objective, theological, and ethically correct admonition. In the words of Pastor Martin, they need a repeated, multifaceted, passionate, motivated admonition. In our slang term, kulitin mo. Maging makulit ka sa kanila. Ulit-ulitin mo. Passionately, repeatedly, from all angles. Gawin mo ang lahat ng ito. Heads are filled with theological, objective, and ethical correct knowledge, but could not stand neither recognize the wiles of the evil one. Maraming taong ganon. Alam niya kung yung right and wrong. May knowledge siya ng Bible. Pero pagkaharap na yung temptation, o pag nakaharap na yung tao, ang daming taong napaka-vulnerable sa mga taong masamang influence. Hindi niya ma-recognize. Kapag nakiliti na yung ego niya, medyo nahimasmasan na yung kanyang laman, hindi na niya iniisip na ito'y masama para sa akin. Ibibigay na niya yung kanyang sarili. Not all temptations and influences come and knock at the front door. Hindi lahat ng temptation, hindi lahat ng influences kakatok sa pintuan mo sa harapan at pagbiyoksa mo, "Here I am, I'll tempt you." Hindi lahat ganon. Most would sneak on the back door. Punta siya rin sa back door. And some will just be circling around, waiting for an opportune time. And some would even come in moral garment, pretending to be an angel of light. And it would be too late to know. Nadala ka na, na-influence ka na. So we must teach our children. Turuan natin ang ating mga anak. So let us again survey. Survey ulit tayo ng I suggest to parents na balik-balikan niyo yung Book of Proverbs. Balik-balikan ninyo, speed read ninyo, mag-target kayo 1 week, balikan ninyo, basahin nyo ng basahin, several chapters, ilan lang yan, 31 chapters. Oh, kahit na basahin mo lang yan ng one chapter a day in 1 month. Pero kung pagtyagaan mo talagang 4 chapters a day, in 1 week, matatapos mo yung ulit-ulitin natin. At makikita natin. So balikan natin, ang ginagawa natin ngayon ay hindi lamang nag-aaral tayo, pero just to encourage you and to motivate you to look at the book of Proverbs. Lagi nga paulit-ulit nga si Pastor Martin sa amin dyan sa book of Proverbs. So speed read at pagkatapos lagi niya sinasabi, you get yourself a tool at pinaano niya yung lagi yung book ni Bridges, yung Proverbs, Charles Bridges. Sabi niya, kung wala kayong pambili, ibenta niyo yung mga t-shirts niyo at bumili kayo. Pero ngayon, cellphone ang sasabihin ko. Benta niyo yung mga cellphones niyo at bumili kayo ng Book of Proverbs by Charles Bridges. Maiksi lang yung kanyang mga commentary, but it's really pregnant with lessons. So tingnan natin, let's again make a survey. Proverbs 1, beginning with verse 10. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. Madalas natin sinasabi ito, mga anak, mag-ingat ka sa masamang barkada. Huwag ka makikihalo sa mga masama. Huwag mong gagawin ito. And then we stop. But notice, Solomon, hindi siya nag-stop nang sabihin niya, my son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. Ibinigay pa niya yung detalye kung paano ka i-entice. Ang sabi niya, if they say this is their way, come with us. Let us lie in wait for blood. Let us ambush the innocent without reason. Let us prove to them we are macho. Prove to them na tayo ay malakas. Nung araw, nung high school kami, ang pinaka-initiation sa mga barkada, pag sasama ka, narinig nyo siguro yung word na starter. Kailangan maging starter ka. Pag may nasalubong, sige ikaw, starter ka. Sasalubungin mo yun, sasapakin mo. Rumble na kagad yun. Yun yung sistema nung araw. Sa amin wala yung mga ginagawa ngayon na batuhan. Hindi ganun. Talagang rumble. Starter ka. Minsan mga maliliit lang yung haharang sa amin. Naharang na kami dyan sa may Kansas. Sabi niya, amboy ba kayo? Ang liit-liit. It will make you feel macho. I belong. Ito yung paraan ng sanlibutan. Para ikaw ay makita mo yung pagkamacho mo. Halika, sumama ka sa amin. May rarambulin tayo. May gagawin tayo. In some other areas also. Even in sexual sins. Halika, may pupuntahan tayo. If they say, come with us, let us lie in wait without reason. Like Sheol. Let us swallow them alive, whole, like those who go down to the pit. We shall find the precious goods. We shall fill our houses with plunder. Material benefit. Aakitin ka niyan. Itong pakinabang na makukuha mo. Itong mangyayari sa iyo. Throw in your lot among us. We will have one purse. Hati-hati tayo sa kapakinabangan. Giginhawa tayo. Now, you can translate that into different situations. Sumama tayo rito. Sometimes it may even be sounding legitimate. Nagtsatsaga ka dyan sa trabaho mong yan. Halika, sumama ka sa amin. Patutunayan natin yung ating word. Kikita tayo ng malaki dito. Senso tayo rito. Giginawa tayo rito na hindi titignan yung saan ka dadali nung paghinawang yun. My son, do not walk, verse 15, in the way with them. Hold back your foot from them. For their feet run to evil. So hindi lamang niya sinabi yung ways, kung hindi yung spirit behind, yung principle behind. It's not really that they want you to feel macho. It's not really that they want you to be to have many good blessings. But here is really the score. Sabi ng tatay niya, their feet run to evil. They make haste to shed blood. In vain they spread the sight of in vain is a net spread in their sight of any bird. But these men lie in wait for their own blood. Sinabi rin niya yung talagang totoong naghihintay, hindi not being macho, not this, kundi ang totoong mangyayari niyan sa'yo, yung sarili mo ang sinasaktan mo. Mabuti pa yung mga ibon kapag nagseset ka ng trap, nang nakikita ng ibon, hindi sila nagpupunta. But these people, they lie in wait for their own blood and set an ambush for their own lives. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for unjust gain. It takes away the life of its possessor. So ito yung, kita nyo, hindi lang sinabing, iwas ka sa barkada ha, pipili mo barkada mo, kundi sasabihin niya sa ating panahon, merong ibang kakaharapin, yung ating mga anak. Hindi mo lamang sabihin iwas ka sa barkada, dapat ititignan mo yung prinsipyo. Titignan mo yung ang sistema niyan. Aakitin ka niyan sa malaking kita. Aakitin ka niyan sa magagandang buhay. Aakitin ka niyan sa karangalan, sa pananamit, sa kagandahan. Iingat ka anak sa mga ganyang klase ng mga barkada at uulit-ulitin mo. And then you stop. Nasabi ko na. Titignan ko na. Proverbs 2:11-20. Verse 11. Discretion will watch over you. Understanding will guard you, delivering you from the way of evil, from men of perverted speech. So nagsimula siya ron na doon sa knowledge, yung discretion and understanding. Anak, mag-aral kang magigi, alamin mo yan, pagbasa ka ng Biblia, basahin mo to, para ikaw ay magkaroon ka ng discretion and understanding. Pero hindi doon natapos. Hindi lang niya sinabi ito. Hindi lang niya pinuno ng prinsipyo. Verse 13, who forsake the path of uprightness to walk in the way of darkness. Tignan mo yung kanilang pamamaraan. San ba nanggaling dati yan? Dati yan na may church, pero ngayon wala na. Dati yung sumusunod sa magulang, pero ngayon hindi na. Pero asenso siya. At ito'y pinaalala ni Solomon, who rejoice in doing evil and delight in perverseness of evil. Kung kasama mo lagi, maobserbahan mo siya. Ano yung kanyang mga pinapanood? Natutuwa ba siya? Doon sa mga movies about thieves na nagtatagumpay, yung mga manloloko na nananalo, tinantakbo ng kanyang isip, who rejoice in doing evil. Men whose path are crooked and who are devious in their own ways. Son, huwag mo lang tignan yung moment that you enjoy your company. Look at the kind of life. Tignan mo yung pattern of life niya. Yung mga ganyan, makikita mo yung crookedness. Makikita mo yung hindi siya sensitive sa sin. Makikita mong baliwala lang sa kanya yung mga bagay na dapat ay ituring na kasalanan. So you will be delivered from the forbidden woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words. So he was dealing with a particular sin. Yung mga tao that would take you to sexual sin. Who forsakes the companions of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. But her house sinks down to death, and her path to the departed. None who go to her come back, nor do they regain the path of life. So you will walk in the way of the good and keep to the path of the righteous. Hindi lang sinabi, anak ha, yung mga relasyon mo ha, mag-iingat ka sa tukso. Hindi lang gano'n. Talagang He gives the detail. Ito yung mga nangyayari. Ito yung mangyayari. Dito nahuhulog yung marami. Mabantayan mo yung mga areang ito. Titignan mo yung mga bagay na ito. Huwag kang padadala doon sa pagingkanyo. Proverbs 3:31 to 33. Do not envy a man of violence. Do not choose any of his ways. Tapos na. Anak, huwag mong gagayahin yung masasamang tao, ha? Ingat ka dyan. Period. No, Solomon is talagang multifaceted and passionate. For the devious person is an abomination to the Lord, but the upright are his confidence. The Lord curse is on the house of the wicked, but He blessed the dwelling of the righteous. He gives details. So hindi mo lamang siya tinuturuan to discern, but tinuturuan mo rin siyang mag-guide yung kanyang kung ano yung what he or she should desire in life. Again, Proverbs 4:14 to 17. Do not enter the path of the wicked, and do not walk in the way of the evil. It's not just a general instruction of huwag kang sasama sa masama, huwag kang babarkada sa hindi tama, but even a detailed description and specific step. Do not enter the path. Hindi lamang do not walk, do not enter. Not even 1 foot, itatapak mo rin sa path ng mga wicked. Avoid it. Do not go on it. Turn away from it. Pass on. For they cannot sleep unless they have done wrong. Dinescribe pa niya. They rob of sleep unless they have made someone stumble. Yang mga taong yan, alam mo ba? Buong buhay niya, buong puso niya, buong isip niya is for doing evil. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Hindi niya lang sinabing avoid. Kundi kahit isang paa, huwag may tutungtong doon sa kanilang path. Kasi maraming nahuhulog sa kasalanan ng mga bata na ang akala nila na, ay alam ko naman yung masamang yan, hindi ko naman gagawin yan. Parang yung hanggang dito lang ako. Oh, daddy, magbo-boyfriend ako, mag-girlfriend ako, pero hindi, okay lang na lumalabas kami na kaming dalawa lang, pupunta kami sa lugar na alam ko naman yung masama, but you're already stepping on the path of the wicked, exposing yourself to temptation. Therefore, you should tell your children, you should train them to know. You should train them to know. Discuss it to them. When I discuss things almost daily sa aking mga anak, yung mga malapit na mag-asawa, we discuss every possible thing that can push them to sinfulness. Every action, everything. Upang hindi mangyari ito sa kanila. Proverbs 4:23 to 27. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. Period. No. You must know the detail. You must know the expressions. Etong pusong ito, who is the spring where life flows. And he even give detail, put away your crooked speech. Your speech is from your heart. And put devious talk away from you. When you're beginning to be insensitive doon sa mga jokes, sa mga, then you know the condition of the heart. Kapag ang kaharap mo, walang pakundangan sa slander, walang pakundangan sa green jokes, walang pakundangan doon sa pagtuturo ng keep away from them. Turuan natin yung mga anak natin. Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. So nagsimula siya rin sa tongue. Ito yung dapat na gamit mo ng tongue. And then, yung eyes naman. Let your eyes directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. Ponder the path of your feet. Nasa paano siya ngayon? And all your ways will be sure. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Turn your foot away from evil. Masyado namang magulang ito. Lahat na lang ng detail, sinasabi sana. Hindi mo pabayaang mag-isip yung anak mo. Hindi mo pabayaang. This is the word of God. God knows our children more than we do. Huwag tayo pakasiguro. It might be too late pag nalaman mo na meron na palang pinupuntan. Every detail, alam mo dapat. Yung nung mga anak ko na sa college, magpapaalam sa akin ng overnight group study. Sabi ko, I'd rather na dito kayo sa bahay. Pag doon sa bahay, buti pumapayag yung mga kaklase nila. Yun ang advantage ng sa mahirap na school. Kasi pagka yung walang malalaking bahay yung mga, kaya payag sila lahat doon sa bahay. We eat with them, we discuss with them, inoobserbahan ko yung mga pagkilos, inoobserbahan ko yung kanilang mga manners. Noon si Happy, talagang doon sa bahay lagi sila. At pagkatapos di-discuss ko kay Happy, ito yung nakikita ko sa mga mo. Nakita mo ka ako yung isang kaklase mong yon. Sinusiguro lahat yung the best place na tutulugan niya. The best place na wala siyang pakialam ko. Sabi ko, nakikita mo yung mga, sabi niya, oo nga, ganun nga yung anong yun eh. Nakita mo yung isang yun. Pagka kumakain, kita mo. You must know, you must analyze. Alam mo lahat lahat ng mga kaibigan ng anak ko, welcome namin sa bahay. So makita lahat. So kumakausap lahat. And then I give the analysis to my children. Etong tingin ko sa taong yon. And I talagang nakikipag-usap ako doon sa kanila. That's the way of the Lord. That's the way that Solomon is impressing upon us. Keep your way far and asa na ba ako? Ponder the path and the feet of your ways. Proverbs 5:7-13. And now, O son, listen to me and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Keep your ways far from her and do not go near the door of her house. Eka, nasabi na niya ito eh. Nasabi na niya tungkol dun sa pag-iwas, sa adultery, sa lahat. Now, ito na naman. Keep your way far from her. Do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the merciless. Alam ko anak, determined ka to walk the straight path. But, alam mo, hindi ka ganun kabanal. So, keep away from her house. Lumayo ka ron. Huwag ka dun sa kanyang path. Lest strangers take their fill of your strength and your labors go to the house of foreigners. Do not underestimate sexual temptations. Do not put yourself doon sa area. They should learn that. And you say, pag dumating ang pagkakataon yan, then you would say, how I hated discipline and my heart despised reproof. I did not listen to the voice of my teacher or incline my ear to my instructor. I think I'll stop here. But you would see, just from these passages, kung gaano kakulit, if you would use the word, makulit itong si Solomon. Pakialamero sa buhay ng anak niya. And at times, it may even sound judgmental sa mga kaibigan. But Solomon knows, the wise Solomon knows the tendency of his children, the nature of his children. It's not enough to fill them with theological knowledge. It's not enough to fill them with what is right and what is wrong. I must be passionate. I must be, paulit-ulit ako dapat, multifaceted. Lahat ng anggulo ng kasalanan. Babantayan ko kung may tendency sila. Pastor, pag ginawa namin yan, wala na kaming time sa iba. Right. Natutunan nyo kapag ito. Parenting is a full-time responsibility. Forget about getting rich. Forget about whatever you want. Parenting is handling never-dying souls. So if you have question, reserve that pag natapos na natin lahat. So let's stop here. Let's come to the Lord in prayer. O aming Panginoon, salamat po sa richness ng iyong salita. Salamat Panginoon sa kagandahan ng iyong mga pangungusap. Tunay Panginoon, ito ay ilaw sa landas ng mga magulang at ng iglesia. Nawa Panginoon, matuto kami na lumakad ayon dito. Huwag po sana ito maging knowledge lang sa amin na lilipas lang. Kundi makita nawa namin ang mga katotohanan ito as we care for the never-dying souls that you have entrusted to us. Bless your word, O God. Amen.